Now we know that movies are predictive programming. They put the truth in movies, they show you things to come in the future, or they show you things of what's already happening, or they just they do it with symbolisms. You see what you see, right? In movies. Isn't it interesting with the movie Eyes Wide Shut that 6 days after screening a final cut of Eyes Wide Shut, the director Stanley Kubrick unexpectedly died of a heart attack in his sleep at the age of 70? And allegedly, Warner Brothers changed Stanley's original ending of Eyes Wide Shut. So, with the predictive programming and everything that you see in these movies, especially today with AI technology, right? You see these movies now, so come on. Would a movie like that back in the day, a director who does this movie and then 6 days after screening dies? How much truth was in that movie? If you've seen Epstein Island, like the Epstein Files, if you've seen the stuff that's coming out now, right, based off on that file, that's Eyes Wide Shut, the movie. All those people underground, right, with the masks. And who were those people? Well, they hid their masks, right? Like they hid their faces with the masks. But those people, those were, like the movie showed you cult activity, secret society activity, the things that goes on in the movie, the way how it's played out, with sex orgies, witches rituals, blood magic, porn, sex, murder, the R word. So it's interesting, right? Because with the character that Tom Cruise plays, it shows you somebody who's being recruited into this. The eyes of the recruiter to what's happening in today's world, right? With the secret cults and societies, which is how Stanley was putting that movie, Eyes Wide Shut. Eyes Wide Shut is literally about societies, cults. And it's dark. It's not light. It's all dark in this movie, right? So you see the parties, you see the mansion, you see in the movie every room that he looks into, there's orgy, sex thing. Showing you, right? Predictive programming with movies showing you the truth in their movies, right? So Tom Cruise, the new recruit, goes into these parties, goes down with all these people in masks. But of course, the people who attend, they are invited. They know who's who. Who's Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise. Who's this guy? You. Come here. I don't know you. Put him in the middle of the room for him to take off his mask to reveal himself to the people so they can all see his face. But they don't show theirs, just his, because he's new to what they're doing here. He's already seen too much in this party. What happens? He's looking at all these people. Then he gets that warning that you all seen, right? The warning from what he's seen. If he speaks on what he sees, there will be dire consequences for him and his family. If he speaks on what he saw. Then the movie shows you Handlers, which is Nicole Kidman. In that scene, she decides to speak up for him and tells the people there, I take full responsibility on him. She does. Everybody else in there is quiet, but they're pretty much saying, who's going to be responsible to keep an eye on him because he's seen so much. So she comes in there and says, I take full responsibility on him. Meaning the handler. She becomes his handler to observe and watch him. Plus, yeah, he sleeps with her, this, and that. But that's the initiation. You gotta sleep. That's the initiation you gotta sleep around. Initiation. That movie also shows you how everybody's talking about the monitoring spirits, gang stalking now, targeted the gang stalking with all the proof going on all over the world where the media's quiet about it. Nobody, they know, but nobody's talking about it. Gang stalking. Eyes Wide Shut shows you gang stalking. The truth behind that. Because Tom Cruise saw what he saw, so people now is now keeping an eye on him to see what he does because he already saw what he saw. Now they watching him. And the way how they watch him is from everywhere and everybody. They could be at restaurants, there's people watching them who's involved. Walking by, but watching them. Through windows, watching them. You see what gang stalking is, but it's monitoring spirit spiritually, right? Because it's all darkness, right? From how the movie presented itself. And the interesting thing about it is the people in that party that you saw underground, those are powerful people. Those were presidents, right? And this is what's happening now, right? In real time, real life. Movies show you the truth, right? Predict the program and think about it, right? So those people in those group, those are people who are, they could be presidents, those in the government, police officers, lawyers, judges, doctors, nurses, teachers for kids in school, right? Like pre-K, kindergarten, those kind of teachers, college professors in those secret societies too, actors, actresses, NBA, football, it don't matter. All important people down there in the secret, right? That could be your neighbor. That's part of that too on the low, right? A neighbor doing that. That could be somebody in your family or families, right? From both mommy and daddy side. In these things too. Family. Somebody you date. Somebody in their family. Part of that. Religious leaders. Those in the church that you see. In churches. Pastors. The popes. All those people that you saw in that gathering with masks. Underground, they do what they do. And then when it shows in the movie too, when they out of these parties, they show the powerful people button up, suit and tie, on TV, like this, on TV, in the churches, religious leaders talking and setting rules for the world and politics and all this. That's to show in the outside powerful people. But then when all the cameras and the lights go off and when they go to these parties to do what they do, underground, when they wear the masks and do what they do, those are all those kind of people performing what they're performing. That's what Eyes Wide Shut is. Exposing all of that. Which you see is happening now, right? So when you see that movie, all that's happening now with the Epstein files, it's not only Epstein files, and it's not only with the Epstein, that's also in middle class, lower class, in your neighborhood community, people like that, in these kind of societies too. Different cults, different groups, different secrecies, doing things, but they're everywhere. Discernment, you will see who's who. But that movie shows you that, right? And the ending to that movie, which people be like, what? The ending in the toy store. You see Nicole Kidman, Tom Cruise at a toy store, right? Mall, the toy store. They have a daughter. They have a daughter. And there's two men in the far. Two men. And their daughter wanders off with them. And they pretty much go the other way and look the other way. And she goes with the two men. That's kind of like a You know those movies with cliffhangers and be like, what was that about? What was the meaning to that scene? What was the meaning to that scene? Then you start seeing all the stuff coming out with the Epstein, right? Then you start seeing about conspiracy theories talking about Pizzagate, right? And all the code words, piece of this, piece of that, the code words. Then you seeing what's going on. Then you see the ending to that movie. And the director put all of that in the movie, and 6 days after screening a final cut of Eyes Wide Shut, he unexpectedly died of a heart attack in his sleep at the age of 70. His last film. And died after filming that movie. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? If you're seeing what's happening now, all the stuff coming out, and that's just the half of it, then you see Eyes Wide Shut, and you seeing what it's showing you. And they don't even get too, like, you see what you see in that movie, but they don't go too explicit and too far with the stuff that's being exposed out here with how it can get dark. They just show you a little taste of what goes on. Just think about it. That's all. It ain't fake. It's real. It's real. It ain't fake. Light, dark, God, the devil. Plain and simple. You see it for yourself. You see it. What's happening. You see it.